Hello guys! Welcome to our second session here on Cherry's ESL. In this video, we would be dealing with the difference between language and dialect. So, what do you think? Are you speaking a language or a dialect? It seems that many people are not aware of the difference between the two. Some people also think that language and dialect are the same, so they use the two interchangeably. If you're a linguist, then you would know very well what makes a language and what makes a dialect. But if you are a layman like me, then this session is very much for you. There are many technical ways to differentiate a language from a dialect, but we will not enumerate this one by one. We will keep our explanation simple, but with more examples for easier comprehension. Okay, guys? Okay. If you check your Webster's dictionary, language is defined as the words, their pronunciation, and the methods of combining them used and understood by a community. Simply put, if you are talking to someone and you are able to understand each other, then there's the occurrence of language. This is also the same thing when it comes to dialect, isn't it? There are the elements of words, pronunciation, and understanding. So, what really makes dialect different from language? Dialect is simply defined as a variation of language. So, we have the definition of language and the definition of dialect. However, by just looking at these definitions, it may still be difficult for us to visualize how they are different. So let us have some examples. Let us start internationally. Let us have English. For sure, you know that English is a language. It is even called the international language. So the question now is, does English have a variation? Does it have different kinds? If your answer is yes, then you are definitely correct. These variations of English are its dialects. So the language is English, and the dialects are American English, Canadian English, Indian English, Scottish English, Philippine English, Singapore English, African American English, British English, and many more. Okay. Did you get a bit of an idea already? No, not yet? If not, let us go national. Okay, here in the Philippines, we have Tagalog. Does it have varieties? Yes. Just like the English language, Tagalog also has its variety. And again, these varieties are the dialects. So the language is Tagalog, and the dialects are the Tagalog spoken in Manila, We also have the variety of Tagalog spoken in Batangas, in Laguna, okay, and in Tayabas, Quezon. Meaning there are some differences on how Tagalog is used in these places. But if the people from these different places would get together and communicate, they would still understand each other very well. They may have different expressions, different accent, and even some different vocabularies. But they would still easily understand each other. Because bottom line is they are using the same language. Clear, guys? If not yet, let's have more examples. But before that, if you are asked what is the national language of the Philippines, please do not say Tagalog. The national language of the Philippines is Filipino. It is the standardized variety of the Tagalog language. And yes, the word Filipino refers to both our nationality and national language. Okay, so just a bit of a trivia for you guys in case you do not know it yet. And going back, so far for our examples on languages and dialects, we went international, then national. Now let's go regional. Let's have the Cordillera region. And since the lingua franca here in the Cordillera is Ilocano, the question is Ilocano a language or a dialect? I hear a lot of people say it's a dialect. No, it's not. Ilocano is a language. And just like most languages, it also has varieties. And these varieties again are the dialects. So, Ilocano is the language. And the dialects, for example, are the Ilocano spoken by the Cordillerans. And the Ilocano is spoken by people of Ilocos. If you hear a Cordilleran and an Ilocano person talk, even if you do not know who is who, you would still be able to distinguish who is the Ilocano and who is the Cordilleran. This is because they are using their own Ilocano dialect. They are maybe using the same Ilocano vocabulary, but the accent, intonations, and stress of Cordillerans are stronger. On the other hand, Ilocanos speak in a softer manner. There are also distinct expressions that Cordillerans use when speaking in Ilocano, like ngarud and ngay. Okay. The last example I can give is a personal one because it would be my mother tongue. My mother tongue or my first language is Kankanaey. So for those Kankanaey speakers like me, what do you think? Is Kankanaey a language or a dialect? I heard many Cordillerans say Kankanaey is a dialect, but it's not at all a dialect, guys. Kankanaey, just like English, Filipino, and Ilocano, is a language. Its dialects are the Kankanaey spoken by people of Benguet, which is actually called soft Kankanaey, and the other one is the hard Kankanaey, spoken by the people from Mountain Province. Here. So in my case, My first language is Kankanaoy, and my dialect is the hard Kankanaoy because I speak the Kankanaoy of Mountain Province, specifically the ones coming from the Aplay tribe. Okay? So basically, if you have analyzed my given examples, dialects exist mainly because of geography. People from specific places would have their own unique way of pronouncing, stressing, and accentuating their language. They even have their own unique expressions or words that they attach to the language they are using. So, guys, please do not mistake your language as a dialect. And by the way, there are over 170 languages in the Philippines. So, are we good now, guys? Do you already get what makes a language different from a dialect? Okay. If you do, then I'm sure you would be able to answer my question. Quiz time. Okay, so in the Korean drama Crash Landing on You, which is the language and which is the dialect? So there you go for now. I hope you learned a bit of something new by watching this video. If not, I hope you have refreshed your prior knowledge. Anyway, if you still have questions, about this session, please feel free to comment down below and I will do my best to answer it. Okay? Godspeed, everyone!